get my day started. I like that. Ha, ha, ha. Anyway, and also as the views change on the different videos when I post them. I'll get a complete change of this number of views, uh, and when I'm from one account to the other, even though it's supposed to be the same account, um, gets up on it's set up on two different email addresses, um, and I didn't know you could use one account on two different email addresses. So every time I turn around, something else is happening. One time, my Facebook account uh, was turned into some little girl's account, um, and it really concerned me. And I kept trying to get uh, disconnected from this little girl's account, and it would not let me do it. Every time I turned around, um, it kept sending me things saying, you can set up your messenger to monitor both accounts at the same time. And I kept saying, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do it. And it kept doing it. It kept setting it up. So it made it look like I was stalking or watching this little girl, and I was very concerned about it for the longest time. But I made sure, like I'm doing with everything else, that when something like that is occurring in my life, that I make sure everybody I know knows about it, because I'm not going to destroy evidence of something going on that I'm not involved in. And if you go to start making it look like you're not involved in something that you're not involved in, well, now you're involved. So embrace what you're going through, all right? And if you're not involved, don't be ashamed. Don't be embarrassed, all right? Be honest. It's hard to do. My life in the past, when something would be going on, generally I'd be involved in something else that I didn't need somebody to know about. I'd running and gun doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing. All right, and which was I was always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Um, and then later on, when I started doing things right, I I, uh, I wasn't paying attention to what was going on because I was doing the right thing. So, but you still have to pay attention to what's going on, because what was going on then was they people that I had working for me and helping me out and what have you. Mysteriously always never had a ride, so I always had to pick them up. Well, I would have to go all over the places that I normally would not even go to, not anymore, to pick them up. And and later on I found out I was being I was they were people were reporting to everybody else, because like I said, my identity had been altered, all right, but I wasn't aware of it back then until now. Then I kind of put the pencils to the paper, and I see the different things that occurred over the last several years have all been just a part of the same thing going on. Um, they had me going into some bad areas, to pick people up, because that shows me being over there. All right, you can't tell who's in that, you know, in there, but you can tell that or what I was doing. You can tell by the geo trackers on the phone that I was there. Um, so whatever reason is, it makes me look like I was trying to be somebody different than I was portraying myself to be. And like I said, today I'm happy to portray myself as who I am. I'm going to pay a lot more attention to what's going on, because it can be altered. You can be made looked like whatever they write that story down to be. And thank God for some of the stupidity and the people involved in this, that they've educated me into what's going on along the way. Um, they've educated me to how this artificial intelligence works and how they write narratives, all right, and then have the software actually work out all the details to make the story exactly what you want it to say. All right, I can put in there um, that the main character is in a wheelchair. He's crazy, one-legged old man named Pat. All right, I can add in the dog's name, the street address, the city, the people that I'm corresponding with, the events that I want in that story, all kind of stuff, and then it'll actually just lay it all out. All right, I can look at it and say, oh no, we don't need that in there. Take that out. Oh yeah, we do need that in there. Maybe a little bit more. Um, and then with the videos, they can alter those. You know how I do this a lot. When I do this, all right, they can take that and multiply it and make it look like I'm just literally um, high as a kite, whatever. Um, they can, once, and what it does to you is it makes you start judging and second guessing yourself. Was I doing that? Was that me? You know, maybe I am. Maybe I am losing my mind. I for a couple, for a lot of times here lately, I've been thinking maybe I was getting a little bit of dementia, and which I'm sure I got a little bit. I'm crazy one-legged old man. All right, but it's not as bad as that brain fog was kicking my butt. Um, and the like I said, they've done all kinds of stuff to me, and then turned around and made it look like I've done it to myself. Sometimes I have had to play along with what was going on, and just to see where they would take me if I allowed it to go. And by doing so, but not really actively participating in it, I learned exactly what was going on and who was doing it. Uh, and sometimes, in order to find out who the players are, you have to play the game. Uh, and I've done everything I needed to do to find out everything I could literally find out. And let me tell you what, people, this is this is widespread. It ain't just about me by any means, because if it was just about me, the finances just don't add up. It just doesn't add up that they spend that much time and effort with all this going on just to make me feel like I was crazy. Well, it's not. I just happen to be one of the people that's just been done to. All right, and I just happen to be one of the people, all right, that has kind of caught on to what was going on. All right, every time I would even call the police department, it's like, well, what have you, what's your part in this? What are you doing? Why would somebody just do that to you? Just doesn't make sense. Tell me, who is doing this? Why are they doing that? What, you know? And I'm like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, but I do know it's happening. That just doesn't make sense. You know, are you taking your medicine? You know, and a lot of it is that's what is being told is you need to get onto medicine. You know, when the person that is helping you, all right, when they turn that switch, all right, from I'm going to help you to I'm going to completely screw you up and I'm going to make you feel like you've done something. I'm going to make it look like you've done something, and before it's all over with, it's going to be on you. All right. So they switch that switch. All right. And then they go from cleaning to messing things up. They go from being nice, all right, to turning it around on you and going, see, that's how you are. You do this all the time. You know, you start getting paranoid, and then you start saying that I'm up to something, or everybody's up to something, and so now I'm going, well, did I do that? Maybe I am. And everybody I'm talking to is thinking the same thing. Well, you have to go back and look, and you can't point, it's not for somebody else to do, it's for you. If you're involved, if this is happening to you, you have to do this. You can't you can't have somebody else do it because they're not going to do it. All right. You have to go back and look. All right. Look at the language that is used when they're talking to you about it. All right. Are they repeating the same bunch of phrases? All right. Is it the same basic events that are occurring? All right. Look at the similarities of what's going on every time it happens. All right. You're going to find a whole bunch of things that line up together. All right. How did you meet these people? All right. How much do these people, does their stories and the things in their lives line up with what's going on in yours initially? What made you get emotionally invested in that person? All right. To allow them to become that embedded in your life as quickly as it happened, because that's the way it's going to happen. It's going to happen pretty quickly. All right. They're going to become embedded in your life. You're going to allow them to do things, and you're going to trust them in such a way that you really shouldn't. And it's going to work out great for a short period of time. And once they've gotten what they need to get, and they need to get away from you, all right, and go on about their business and start on something else, all right, they will switch that switch, all right, and they will turn it around and make it look like you have done something to run them off. And they will make it look like anything you say, you are saying to be vindictive, all right, to cause repercussions, to take the blame off yourself when it's really not your blame to take. You're being steered and you're being run over, and it's very, very difficult, all right, to do anything about it because it's designed, and it really is. It's pretty flawless how this is set up and how it works. It's not designed for you to catch on to it or figure it out or even be able to straighten it out if you do. Because when you go start reporting this stuff to the different agencies, all right, if they're logging on to your stuff, all right, with your codes and your access numbers and everything else, your digital footprint, the whole 9 yards, all right, when the investigations all come out, look out, because it's probably going to point to you. All right, it's not going to point to somebody else because they have stolen your identity. Think about it. And even the people that are trying to help us out, or supposedly help us out with this identity theft, is they have to decipher, all right, this identity theft, all right, with the conception of you're not doing it, even though it's you. All right, people are not wired to understand that. All right? They're not wired to understand doppelgangers, people that look like, act like, and do different things. all right, than you. They don't understand to look at that photo of you from the back, that your bald head looks just a little bit different because somebody else will come along and point it out that that's just the camera's malfunctioning or whatever. Um, yeah, it just I've got I've got pictures of me um, where I'm fat and my and also my they have they'll change your they'll change your clothes around and things will appear like I said, things appear and reappear. So you know they can just take your pants out of your house, get you another pair of pants. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. All right. You change the reading on your scale. It's a whole 9 yards. It's amazing. Uh, and in order to get it stopped, you have to literally lock yourself down. And then when you go doing that, you start looking even crazier because look at that. He's gotten so crazy. He's changed his locks on his house 37 times. Well, yesterday I was going through some of this stuff and I found boxes and boxes and boxes of locks. Well, I've changed my locks a lot of times, but those boxes of locks are like a lot more times than I have changed them. All right, there are probably 50 sets of locks, different locks in these boxes outside, and I'm like, no. I can tell you that I changed my locks um, 2 to 3 times a year. All right, so over the past 4 years, all right, that's 12 locks. I have a couple boxes out there. There's probably 35 or 40, maybe 50 different lock sets in these boxes. And so, when it's all said and done, and look at all these locks, it's crazier than hell. Well, no, I'm not. I I'm getting very tired of it, Well, I've been very tired of it for a long, long time, but I haven't been able to figure out uh, and pinpoint what's going on because 9 out of 10 times in the past, it would start occurring and I would start medicating myself to deal with the stress on what's going on. Um, I would start using methamphetamines, all right, to try to, I don't know, just to make myself feel better because it wears you out. Um, and that was never the answer to any of this. When I was a long time when I was a drinker, I would start pouring the booze on. You know, I do use some medical marijuana, and I use it because I don't want to get on the medicines that they're trying to get me on. Because when they get you on the Zoloft and all that other stuff, your mind, you're not going to be able to understand and keep up with what's going on because those medications suppress that part of your brain and how it operates. All right, and I've found that by using a very limited amount of THC and CBD, all right, I am able to just be at the right place to take care of and look at what's going on. Even when I was in the hospitals, uh, I, it took me a while to realize that some of they were setting me up in the hospitals to look like an angry, mean person that I wasn't. All right, um, and because for a long time I thought that's what I was supposed to do because was when somebody did something was to get mad, to get angry, get abusive, um, and finally I learned that that was exactly what I was supposed to do to fit that bill, to fit into that narrative, all right, that was been artificially, uh, you know, written up to be me. I had to continue to be the person I am supposed to be instead of the person that was written about me. There's a whole lot of good people out there, all right, that all right, are right in the middle of this, and they don't even know it. They're right in the middle of being there to back that narrative up, all right, and they're not even aware that of the people that are steering them that way. All right, they're steering them that in such a way that they're hurting people such as myself and lots of others. All right, that are just needing somebody to really take a look and see what's going on a little deeper than what they hear or what they actually think that they see. All right, appearances. Don't judge a book by the cover. All right, don't judge a story by the first couple pages. Be a little bit more involved in that before you decide whether or not you like it or don't like it. Because you know what, you may like the way that cover of that book looks. You may like the first couple pages, but you get a little deeper into it, and you might be going, "No, this is not for me." All right, and so you know, I tell you what, because they and I was thinking they've infiltrated my church and what have you to get at me. And it's not just me. I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of other elderly and disabled people, that are there just other than me, that and they're going to do the same thing. They're going to be there for them. All right. They're going to make sure that they're comfortable and what have taken care of. And if they don't, and if that person does not notice what's going on, they will always be soft and gentle and loving to them the whole time they're taking them down. All right, they're getting them to buy cars. Uh, they're paying all of their bills off. Um, they're doing any number of things, all right, that those people are taking advantage of them for, and they're doing that, all right, and they're keeping us separated, all right, because if I was connected to all the people that I should be connected to, and they were connected to me, we would all be helping each other. And by doing so, we would keep those wolves at bay. But what the wolves have done is separated the sheep. And when they separate the sheep, they can individually manage us in such a way that they can feed off all of us at the same time, and they can allow us not to be able to take care of each other. All right, and it's a wild concept, and it's totally flawless what they're doing. All right, totally flawless. They can keep this under wraps, and they have, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse for a long time. Because what better way to keep somebody away from you to help you that's gonna help you, other than to make that person look crazy, to make that person look like they're stealing from you, to make it look like that person is a weirdo or pervert, whatever, all right, so that they can come in and help you, all right, because they're gonna make sure that you're taking all right, they're gonna turn around and get you to say something, all right, to somebody else about me, all right, so that the next person, will not trust me or see me for who I truly am. And that's going to go on and on and on. So, what better way to make somebody believe something than tell them, look, everybody knows this. How come you can't see it? That's the way he is. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows he's doing this to himself. Everybody knows he's high on drugs. Right? Look at his arms. Look at the sores on his arms. Well, I've blocked everybody out of my life, and I quit eating their foods and what have you. And look at my arms. Literally, they're healing up. Look at my face. All right, it's clearing up. My eyes. Well, they're not much better. I still can't see. I don't look so good. I don't look so good. You know what I'm saying? But and just by shutting this out for a while, also my actions and my habits and the way I handle things is just totally different than what is portrayed about me. And it's sad because at one time I was pretty respected. Uh, I really was. I did a lot of work for some important people. I had the rabbis. I did work for the rabbi. Long time. I was doing work for the synagogue. I was doing work for the DAV. I was doing work for the VA credit union. Did work for the church. Numerous other places and people of high profiles. Very important doctors and lawyers in Shreveport that I did work for. I had carte blanche on my work. I was allowed to do pretty much whatever, and I did a good job for a long time until I was targeted. And and at that time, I was weak, and they were able to get me started on drugs. And so when I started taking the drugs, it was altering my perception of things. I was unable to see what they were doing to me and around me while I was high. If I was in my room getting high, I wasn't seeing what was going on around me outside and the play that was occurring uh, about me, and the story that was being written about me, that the participation I had in it was I was getting high and I wasn't participating in it. The things that were occurring were things that I allowed to happen, for a number of years. Um, and when what they did was they eventually just bankrupted me, and in the process I was high on drugs, and I needed to get more drugs because that's what they do. You develop a dependence upon them, and in order for me to get those drugs, or to take care of my dependence, I had to sell drugs and to do nefarious things to get my doses. All right. Now I'm a criminal. All right. And then all they had to do was just have me arrested. Now I'm in the paper. All right. And so then when I got out, uh, I did the right thing 100% of the time. All right. I went through drug court stellar. Didn't have any problems at all. Uh, the judge was really cool. The people involved in it was really cool. They were really smart people, and they really helped me out. Well, when I got out, and I did well for a period of time, my they weren't happy with that. The people that were wanting to stay embedded in my life because of the things that I had, going for me, they wanted them. All right. And not just mine, everybody else is involved. Like I said, it's a group effort. It's a tribe of these people. It's a band of gypsies, whatever you want to call them. And they have they have an internal and external power deal, and it's gang, mafia, whatever you want to call it. It's all basically the same thing. It's organized crime. Uh, they want their little piece from every person or entity that they can get it from, and they get it by separation. Uh, However, they can separate you. All right. If they can separate you through medication or drugs or whatever, they will do it. And the whole time, they will be befriending you, all right, and to your face, and then pointing out your flaws behind your back. They will. They'll make it look like whatever the stories are. You know, they're writing a story. All right. And we have to choose to start writing our own stories again, to take back that book, all right, to not allow, all right, a ghostwriter, all right, to write our chapters. You know, we're going to have to start taking back our books. We're going to have to start doing this for ourselves. We're going to have to start uniting, all right, with look, people, we need to start uniting with each other, the ones that they've tried to keep us apart. All right. Um, they don't want the good and the good to meet and to communicate. All right. And they're running in your churches, they're running in your groups, your recovery groups, your self-help groups, the whole 9 yards. They're literally embedded everywhere. Uh, and you know, if you take a look at it and what have you, you know, you'll find people that are in Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, and if you listen to them and look at them long enough, you'll find out they have a lot of information about that group. They know more about it than anybody else, all right? But and you go back and look at things, and the stories they tell they just don't line up. And uh, it's just spectacular what they can say or do. Uh, and they will hook you up with the wrong person in there every time. You know, I couldn't figure out why I could not recover, all right, for any period of time longer than 4 or 5 years. And it would seem like everything would just kind of just occur in such a way that I had no control over it whatsoever. And I just kept going back and going back and going back. Just, I'm gonna get it right this time. I'm gonna get it right this time. Well, I couldn't get it right there because that story is already written for me to be in there to do things a certain way, and I don't want to live that way. I'm a godly person. I live to help others, and my heart is not built to help people individually. It's built to be to help people with a little bit of separation. It's built for me to do the things that I'm supposed to do. All right, to help the masses. All right, because that's who I am. Mom always told me, said, you've got special talents, son, and those people are not your friends. And she was right. Uh, I I just thought I needed to have those people in my life because everybody else had them, and I don't need what everybody else got. I've got what I've got, and that's really something. Man, let me tell you what. I When for really the first time in my life, all right, I am so uh, happy to be alone. All right, I always thought I had to have all these people surrounding me and what have you to be happy, but I, I don't need all that to be happy. You know, I have God, I have my dog, and I'm comfortable most of the time.